I want to talk about thoughts. Thought is a great secret of success. Your success in life begins with your thoughts. You are attracted to what you think about. Let's say, for instance, you want to make money. You keep your thoughts on wealth, not on lack. Thought is the greatest ingredient that went into creation. God first thought of a word like this before he spoke. Thoughts are things. Thoughts become things. If you hate lack, simply close your mind to the possibility of lack and begin to think abundance. Put your mind and your thoughts on the good things you want to happen to you, and shut your mind against all those negative things you detest. For example, sickness, lack, and fear. It works. Your thought is like a seed. The seed of the iroko tree is very tiny, but if planted, germinates into a mighty tree. Thoughts are not visible, but as soon as they are planted in the mind and given favorable conditions, grow into skyscrapers. All great achievements today were once dreams in people's minds. Andrew Carnegie stumbled upon this secret and became one of the wealthiest men in the world, despite coming from a poor background. He passed on this secret to Napoleon Hill when Napoleon Hill was just a young man, and he dedicated his life to sharing this secret to the rest of the world. After I gained admission to study in the university, I could not start school immediately. This setback was mainly due to ill-health. After about a delay of 2 years, I was able to go back to school with the same admission. However, a lot had changed by the time I was beginning again. It was a moment of financial crisis for my father, who was our breadwinner. He had just relocated to the village. The whole family was relocated to the village where there wouldn't be any need for us to pay rent. Everybody knew this and sympathized with us. My immediate younger sister was already in the university at this time, so they concluded that my father could not afford the university education and that my dream of going to the university was an illusion. It looked completely impossible in the eyes of others because my father was now living in the village where there were no serious means of income for him. But that was not my thoughts. I thought there had to be a way out. Some of them would ask me out of concern, "What are you going to do? Will you be eating sand in the university? Besides, how are you going to pay your school fees, buy textbooks, handouts, etc.?" These were embarrassing questions to me. While they were busy calculating the difficulties involved, I was busy planning on how to start school as soon as the school resumed. I did not know exactly how this was going to happen, but deep down in my thoughts, I knew there had to be a way out. A relation to my cousin sent for me to advise me. She said to me, "I understand your ambition to go to the university, but I doubt the possibility since your father is now relocated to the village. How can he carry the burden of training you and your younger sister who is already in the university? Why don't you learn a sort of trade or handwork and forget this university thing for now? Maybe your younger sister can help train you after she graduates and gets a job." What a good advice. What a wonderful advice. So I replied, "Thanks a lot. I am very grateful for your concern. It shows that you are a caring person. However, I have made up my mind to go to the university. My father has given me his word that he will train me and my sister in the university, and I believe what he said. It is true that it's going to be rough and difficult for us, but I am ready to do anything to realize this dream. Even if it means pushing wheelbarrow to support my education, I will gladly do just that." Somehow, my father provided everything I needed including my school fees, and I entered the university to study biochemistry. My first year of study was a struggle, but I did it. I wrote an examination for the Shell Nigerian University Scholarship during the second semester of my first year in the university. The result came out as I was about to start my second year in the university. I was successful, and Shell sent me a letter of congratulations. In the letter, I was asked to accept the award and also open a bank account where the money for the scholarship will be paid until my final year in the university. It was a turning point in my life and a new era in our family. Through this scholarship, I was able to take care of my education till I graduated. Not only that I was able to support my education, I also supported the education of my younger siblings. I even supported my father financially from the same scholarship. My dominant thoughts had eventually prevailed. When you fearlessly determine yourself to do something, be sure that nothing can stop you. What other people think about you or your dreams have little significance. It is what you think that matters. The first time I wanted to rent an apartment, I decided to go for a flat. But one of my sisters said to me, Nemeka, you can't rent a flat for now. Just look for a room apartment that you can afford. Maybe when you get married, you can then rent a flat. So I said to her, thanks a lot for the advice, but I will rent a flat anyway. That's what I want, and I want to start getting ready for the marriage before it happens. So my thoughts prevailed again, even though it wasn't easy. But then I rented a flat and I enjoyed the comfort and flexibility that comes with living in a flat instead of squeezing into a one-room apartment. After I worked in a construction company for 2 years, I became very dissatisfied. The company was in the habit of owing their workers arrears of salary. They even treated employees anyhow they liked. I was working but had nothing to show for it. One day I got annoyed and wrote the company a comprehensive letter demanding my salaries. As a result of the letter, I was fired and given a letter that said that I was fired due to redundancy. The company paid me my 4 months arrears and additional 1 month as payoff. The money was not much. However, I decided to go into business. My first year in business was a struggle, and as a result of this, all hell broke loose. My father and some of my relations were not happy with my decision because then I was a struggling businessman. They poured blames upon blames on me for abandoning a lucrative job I could have managed, seeing how difficult it was securing a job in Nigeria. I remember one of my cousins said to me, are there no other workers managing the same situation that made you leave that company? You should have just managed that job. You shouldn't have written them that letter. You should have scrambled along. Now look at the situation you have found yourself. It might even get worse. Even my girlfriend nagged me continuously to get a paid job, and I vehemently said no. I ignored them all. It happened that before my second year in business, my business improved tremendously and I prospered. I furnished my apartment the way I wanted. I bought properties I could not afford before when I was in a paid employment. I confidently supported my friends, relations, and church financially. I also had a lavish traditional marriage in January 2014 and started to raise a family from the proceeds of that same business. That same business that everybody condemned. Napoleon Hill said that all earned riches has their beginning point in an idea. Some time ago, when I was trying to secure a visa to leave the shores of Nigeria for greener pastures in Europe, I hit an idea to create a 4-page guide that offered advice on travel and visa related matters. I went to strategic places in Lagos and pasted posters advertising this guide. I made it look more attractive and branded by sealing it inside a transparent nylon cover. I distributed this manual to vendors, supermarkets, shops, and anybody who agreed to help me market it. It started to sell, and I made little money from the sales of this travel guide. Later that year, I succeeded and got a visa and traveled out of Nigeria. By the time I came back to Nigeria a few months later, I had learned a lot about travel matters. I had wanted to remain in Europe, but somehow it did not work out. So I came back to Nigeria and started all over again. I did more research on immigration, jobs abroad, visa processing, and so on. The idea was to expand my original 4-page travel guide into a 20 or more pages travel guide and to sell it online, to sell it at a higher price. I have till this date successfully sold thousands of copies of the digital copies of this product and the printed edition. Not only have I sold thousands of copies of this book, this singular business has created so much income for me. It has given birth to so many other dreams, so many other businesses. The business has metamorphosed into a big consultancy services that generates millions of naira for me on a yearly basis. Remember that it all began as a thought, an idea. After I have been in business for about 5 years, I faced serious challenge that nearly ruined my business and threatened my family. It was in 2015 and 2016 when Nigeria faced a big recession. So many people began to think, truly Fidelis Anene is going down. We told him to get a job since and he refused. Now look at what has happened to him. Look at what he has done to himself. Meanwhile, during this recession, it is on record that several companies closed down and thousands of Nigerians lost their jobs. At a time, we couldn't pay rent on our apartment. While people were busy holding pity party for me, I was busy thinking for a way out. In early 2016, I had a business breakthrough and we rented a better apartment. Our first child, a baby girl, was about a year plus and my wife was pregnant with our second baby. Due to recession and several other factors, business was very slow. I tried in vain to think of a way to improve on my business or expand it. Our income kept going down very fast with no hope of replacement. It was very tough, but deep down inside me, I knew this phase was soon going to pass. It was a strong thought I couldn't let go. In order to please my wife and to convince her that I was not lazy or shying away from work, I decided to accept a paid employment around July 2016. It was the worst mistake I ever made. The condition of the job was far too below what I had needed for an employment. The job was like slavery and a disappointment to me. In less than 1 week, I made a U-turn and decided to pick the pieces of my business. My wife now agreed with me 100% that the paid employment I tried to take was a huge mistake and supported me to hold on to our failing business. Then it started to happen. My business gradually started to gain momentum. The salary I would have been paid in a month in that company, I was sometimes earning in 1 day, and even far more than that. One early morning, I had just finished praying, and while I tried to enter the bedroom from my sitting room, an idea struck me. It struck me like lightning. I said to my wife, "Baby, I just got an idea on how to create more income for my business. We will never be broke again." She said to me, "Please, tell me the idea you have got." And I shared it with her. I started implementing that idea within the coming weeks, and our income in business exploded beyond our fondest imagination. Sometimes negative thoughts not favorable to me would try to invade my mind. I always dismiss them, knowing they would never happen because they were not my thoughts. Example of such thoughts was the thought of not having children after marriage. Long before I got married, I used to read Psalm 128 in the Bible almost every day. It was part of me even before I got married. So I knew with every fiber of my being I was not going to struggle to have children. Before my wife became pregnant for her first child, she had a miscarriage. After that, we centered our thoughts not on fear of losing the pregnancy, but on having our baby, and it happened exactly the way we thought. The doctor said to my wife that she would deliver on the 6th, but I told my wife she would deliver before the 6th. She delivered our first baby on the 4th. Remember that this mentorship contains 23 video series. To participate and watch all video series, step 1, visit our website www.schoolofsuccessonline.com. Step 2, log in if you are an existing member, or click register to register as a new member. Step 3, click on the link payment on top page of our website. Pay 1,500 naira monthly access fee or 12,000 naira yearly access fee to our bank account through bank transfer or direct deposit to upgrade to a gold or diamond membership. Step 4, notify us of the payment through SMS on 0904 601 5183 or any number on our website. Name, date paid, amount, bank paid. Within a few hours, your membership will be upgraded. Step 5, log in with your username and password on the site anytime you choose. Go to categories and click on mentorship to gain access to the videos. For sponsorship or support, please contact 0904 601 5183. Follow us on Facebook, Motivation Niger. Our Twitter handle is @Fidelis Anene.